3, 2, 1. Let's say good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
It's such great fun. And so this morning, I am ready to kick it over to our favorite platform assistant, Miss Patty Yoon. And take it away, gal.
Thank you, Sam. And yes, welcome to Unity of Wichita live streaming for our Sunday experience this morning. I am Patty Yoon. I will be your platform leader today. And today we have with us Paul Hasselbeck, who will be delivering our message. And Eleanor Ferris will be sharing our meditation and affirmations. And our music will be by David Roth. And we are so thrilled to have everyone join us. And as always, Sam Jones is behind the scenes doing our Zoom and praying for our wonderful Sunday morning experience. Our greatest desire is that you're inspired by the music, the message, the meditation. You are a blessing to us. And this morning we have our mission, we have our power of elimination. And that is for the month of November is the power of elimination. And that is the ability to release, to remove, to deny and denounce, and to let go. Just let go of all that, everything you don't want to let go of. And so now with that power of elimination, we're going to say our mission statement together to inspire spiritual transformation as a vibrant, diverse, and inclusive community. And with that same power of elimination, let's say our statement of being together. There is only one presence and one power in my life and in the universe, God the good, omnipotent. Once again, we want to thank everyone who is present here today. We especially want to welcome anyone who's experiencing Unity of Wichita for the very first time. We are honored to have you join us this morning, and we look forward to meeting you in person. In fact, we look forward to seeing everyone in person very soon, and that will be a blessed day. Unity is a worldwide ministry dedicated to the ongoing awareness of the Spirit within all. We invite you to consider our teachings if they work for you, fit into your life wherever you may be in your spiritual journey. Keep what works for you and just gently release the rest. We will now bless everyone who is watching this morning. We love you. We bless you. We appreciate you, and we behold the Christ as you, just as you are. And we will now have our first song by David Roth.
Two old birds in the sun, gray and weary, neither moving to the pond. Far away, it's too hot out here today. Finally one lifts a wing, but the other says, too tired, I'll just sit where I am. It's too difficult to fly, I don't think I can. Come along, says the first. If you want to quench your thirst, you've got to move. Shift around, put your beacon to the ground. Bit by bit, closer still, it's just a matter of the will. Side by side, step by step, come ride the wind up to the water and get wet. If you can't fly, you can run. If you can't run, you can walk. If you can't walk, you can crawl. That's the beauty of it all. If you can't crawl, you can roll. Keep your eyes upon your goal. You have your place in the flock. If you can't roll, then you can rock. Two old fish, slow and cool, reminiscing in the pool about the times they got away and their friends who didn't. Pay attention, don't get hooked Ride the center of the stream, go with the flow, till you know you can swim right up the river to your dream. If you can't swim, you can row. If you can't row, you can glide. If you can't glide, you can ride. That's the beauty of the tide. If you can't ride, you can roll. Keep your eyes upon your goal. You have your place in the boat. If you can't roll, then you can float. Who said you couldn't do it? Who dug you in that hole? You'll only see your obstacles each time you take your eyes off of your goal.
Good morning. Good morning. We'll now move into a time of prayer. And as we get ready to move into prayer, we want to constantly be holding our spiritual community, Unity of Wichita, in our prayers. It's been so long since many of us have seen each other, have been together, and who knows at this point when we'll be able to have in-person services. However, we can always hold each other close to our hearts and hold each other in prayer and lift each other up constantly. Speaking of lifting each other up, we want to continue to lift up Barbara Robinson, Taslim Mutasit, and Craig Chandler, as each of them are resting and relaxing and recovering from various surgeries. We'll continue to hold Kathy Ashford and her family in our thoughts and prayers for the transition of her brother, Thomas Higgins. And we'll continue to hold Erlene Condiff's friend in prayer, Sally Pence, as she is dealing with a very extensive form of brain cancer. And just for our entire spiritual community, our world, our leaders, all beings everywhere, we want to hold everyone in the light. So we will now move into prayer. Let's take a deep breath and allow ourselves to just settle into this present moment. Settle into this present moment as we turn our awareness, open our hearts, open our minds to this infinite field of grace, this infinite field of love. We are in this field of grace. This field of grace is us. It is our true nature. And as we reflect upon the fact that this field of grace is our true nature, let's allow ourselves to just, for a brief moment, dissolve into this field of grace. As we recognize our oneness with this field, we organically allow ourselves to be refreshed, renewed, recalibrated. And as this happens, we feel lighter and we feel lifted. That which is in us that is divine becomes more pronounced, more magnified. Our humanity and our divinity become more pronounced, more magnified. And that which serves as a dissonance to the free expression of our humanity, we allow that to gently fall away. We abide in this field of grace. And we affirm that all beings are also abiding in this field of grace. And all beings experience this same renewing, refreshing, and recentering. All beings everywhere are being reminded of their inherent divinity. We are all being reminded of our inherent divinity. And we allow ourselves to be an open channel for this field of grace to flow into our minds, flow into our hearts, flow from us into our experience, so that our experience is such to where everything that we do and everything that we say and each being that we experience, it is a sacred encounter. For Tasleem, for Barbara, for Craig, for Sally Pence, for the family of Thomas Higgins, we know that this field of grace is manifesting in their lives and in their experience in a way that is bringing a reminded sense of their oneness, comfort, well-being, and strength. We are so grateful to be living and experiencing this field of grace now. We're grateful for the blessings that flow from this field of grace, for the life support that flows from this field of grace. We are so grateful. And together we say, and so it is. Amen.
All I can do what I must. All I can do, create and adjust. When I am open, willing to trust. All I can do, create and adjust. All I can say what I can. Time to speak up, oh, this is my plan. When I am open, taking a stand, all I can say is say what I can. I can do this. I can do this. I can do this. Yes, I can. Everybody sing. I can do this. I can do this. I can do this. Yes, I can. All I can be who I will. I am a brand new $2 bill. When I am open, oh, what a thrill. All I can be is be who I will. All I can do what I must. All I can do, create and adjust. When I am open, willing to trust. All I can do, create and adjust. When I am open, taking a stand. All I can say is say what I can. When I am open, oh, what a thrill. All I can be is be who I will. When I am open, willing to trust. All I can do, create and adjust. Create and adjust. Create and adjust.
When I am open, indeed. That's the focus of our meditation today. To be open, to free yourself for the possibilities. So our affirmations that we'll begin with, I'll say them once and then we'll say them together. I am what is needed in this world as I live and breathe. I am what is needed in this world as I live and breathe. I am what is needed in this world as I breathe peace. I am what is needed in this world as I breathe peace. I am what is needed in this world as I breathe grace. I am what is needed in this world as I breathe grace. And finally, I am what is needed in this world as I breathe love. I am what is needed in this world as I breathe love. And so we breathe together now, drawing our attention to the breath, meaning to allow your eyes to close if that comforts you. Comfort is the goal, so get comfortable on your sitting bones. Wherever you are is the right place right now. And we continue to breathe together, to sync our heartbeats together. The silence can seem long when it has been long in your heart since you felt it. We will enter the silence again as we move through processing what it is this world needs more of. We know God needs nothing more. God is principle. But this world is transient. This rock will go. And we go with it. We change and evolve with it. And so in this time of recognizing the divinity within you, you know your capacity for growth, for connection, for change with and in this world. It's a lovely time to hang out here in the imagination of the ego in Principle 3, thinking and creating, letting the divine within us get through and around and into this meat of us. And so what is it that the world could possibly need from you, though? Not from your imagination, not from your baggage. The truth that is the what that you are. What does the world need? It needs more of you, not more from you, more of you. Hearts and consciousness beating with the life within the world. And so moving from that principle 3 thinking mind, step back to principle 2, the identification of pure, limitless divinity existing in, as, through you when you are open. Open to being, not doing. Principle 2, all things are good, all things are God, and therefore you are. So be. Be now in the silence. As we gently inhale and exhale together, 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 we're coming back into this space. And so let's inhale together the breath of peace. And exhale, release. Inhale the breath of grace. And exhale. Inhale the breath of love. Exhale. Exchange this breath that is God. So in the name and the nature of the Christ that shines as you, we say together, and so it is. Namaste.
my voice counts. We're all different, and we're the same. We all have challenges. We all have dreams. My dreams are important, just like yours. We can teach each other. We can teach the world that my voice matters. My voice counts. Get to know what I am all about. No more labels, fears or doubts. My voice matters. My voice counts. I am gifted. I am strong. We are powerful, one and all, and we are determined to make a change. All are equal, all the same. My voice matters. My voice counts. Get to know what I am all about. No more labels, fears or doubts. My voice matters. My voice counts. No more labels, fears or doubts. My voice matters. My voice counts.
Whoops. Good morning. And Samantha, I do not have screen share, please. So while that's happening, I invite all of you just to hold yourself like this. Take a deep breath and say, I matter. Say it with authority. I matter. One more time. I matter. And then you matter. You matter. We all matter. Yes. And so I'm going to share my screen here, knowing I matter, knowing you matter. And here we go. So this is Reverend Dr. Paul Hasselbeck. I'm delighted to be with you. And my talk title is What Now? So I'm wondering how many of you have been doing that? What now? I think we say that a lot. Well, are we in an apocalypse, or are you an optimist? Well, we're unity people. So I think we're apocalyptimists, just like this dandelion is. That dandelion had the faith that it could be, and it burst through that asphalt. And that plant was an apocalyptimist, because no matter that it seems the world's going to a hell in a handbasket, we know we can manifest good from anything. We know we will contribute to making it turn out good. And then with all this happening and you're going, what now? Are you watching the Empathy channel? Are you entering into empathy? Because during these times, empathy is needed more than ever. And during the election cycle, I think it was on the day of the election, I heard a political pundit say, a democracy without empathy will not survive. And the truth is, any organization doesn't survive if there isn't empathy. And while there might be this side and that side, and people take their sides, there's really only one side. And it's important for us to have empathy with other people all the time. So what? Why? And how? What, why, and how? Well, when we're saying what now, we kind of get into the facts of things. And it's good to acknowledge what is. But then when we go to why, we can spiral down into victim consciousness. Why me? Why is this happening? And that isn't so productive. And I would invite you into a little practice I have. When I find myself saying, why me, with that whiny tone in my voice, that poor me tone in my voice, I take a deep breath and I enter into how. I ask how. So what is that? So because you and I are divine and human, we can use anything to bring about good. We can bring about anything to be a blessing in our world. And when we ask how, we jump to a whole new level. We jump from this level of why me to how I can be effective in this world. And that's important. And so we're fully divine. We're fully human. Fully divine, fully human. So you are a who and a what. Who and what you are. You are a who and a what. Your divinity is your what. It doesn't change. Your humanity is your who. It changes. Your who changes all the time. And you've probably noticed that. And so we can look at it this way. In that core there, we have our humanity in the center of that slide. And then interpenetrating our humanity and everywhere totally present is divinity. And you are that divinity. And today we're going to look at 3 specific principles that have to do with your divinity and how you use your humanity to express them. And whether you believe God created the principles or you believe God is principle and you innately are principle, doesn't make a difference. What is important is you know that principle is and you have the privilege of using it. And so we have 3 here: benevolence, generosity, and love. And so much more. But today we're focusing on benevolence, generosity, and love, because these are 3 principles we can bring to what now so we can have a better life and help others. So first we begin with kindness. Kindness is like confetti. It just goes a long way. And we should be spreading that confetti wherever we go, because kindness is one thing we can express from love, from benevolence, and generosity. The first thing is love. You have to have the desire to be kind, don't you? And then you got to find ways to be kind. Do you look for ways to be kind throughout your day? Because that's how you're going to find them. What's your intention? Are you being kind randomly, like random acts of kindness? That's a good thing. Are you choosing to be kind even in those moments you maybe think it's not possible. However, in those moments, you can remember that you are benevolence. The what of you is benevolence. The what of you is generosity. And you can desire to express that even in a moment that maybe you don't really want to do so. So spread that kindness around. And then be amazing grace. You know, grace needs to be kind of brushed up and polished and put into a whole new context. Because when we come from traditional religions, we think that grace is something God offers to us when God had every right to punish us. But there's another way to look at grace. So my office away from home is Starbucks. Now, I haven't been able to do that much anymore, but there was a time, a couple of years ago, I was at my favorite Starbucks, and I was sitting there and I was probably writing one of my books or grading papers. And as I was seated there, two men came in and they sat down next to me. And it wasn't long, I could hear from their conversation that they were both ministers. And I don't know about you. It's like, as soon as I heard somebody has something in common to me, either mentally or I actually do this, I want to kind of lean closer and hear. I wanted to hear what they were saying. And I got a great surprise. I got a great gift from them that day. Because it became very clear that the older man was the mentor to the younger man, the younger minister. And the younger minister was maybe in his early 20s. And they were sharing enthusiastically. And at one point, there was a pause in the conversation. And the older minister asked the younger minister, when you were younger, what did your parents do when you did something you shouldn't have done? What did your parents do when you did something wrong? And I have to tell you, without skipping a beat, that young man shot out with, my parents always offered me grace. My parents always offered me grace. And I thought, oh my gosh, I wish I had parents like that. And then I went, oh my goodness, this is how grace is supposed to be. In those very moments when I want to get angry at somebody, at that very moment when someone hasn't done what they thought they should do. And in the past, I might have acted out or reacted in a way I wouldn't have been proud of later. In those moments, I can remember, and you can remember, that you have love and benevolence and generosity at the core of your beingness. And friends, you didn't inherit them. And God didn't give them to you. They're innate. They're within you. You can do nothing to lose them. But you can do plenty to become more aware of them. So you didn't inherit these principles. You didn't inherit love, benevolence, and generosity. Love, benevolence, and generosity are inherent in you. So they're there. You get to choose when and how you use them. So next time, in that moment, when you're coming from that adverse personality, from that part of you I call my ugly twin, in that moment when I want to act out, I want to act up. I want to remember love, benevolence, and generosity, and offer a big dose of grace. And by the way, the next time you notice you're not doing something right, or you did something wrong, or you're not showing up the way you're supposed to be, don't beat yourself up. What if you gave yourself a huge dose of kindness and a huge dose of grace in that moment? Because you deserve it. You matter. And finally, another way we can use these principles, love, benevolence, and generosity, is by forgiveness. Forgiveness. And forgiveness is a wonderful thing in unity. So Jerry Jampolsky, the founder of Attitudinal Healing, which is an offshoot of A Course in Miracles, said this about forgiveness. Forgiveness happens when I'm willing to let go of any hope of a better past. Forgiveness happens when I'm willing to let go of any hope of a better past. And isn't that the way it is? When we're unforgiving towards somebody, it's because of something they did in the past. And we're holding that against them and friends against us at the same time. So we have to let go of any hope of a better past. We got to use that power of elimination, that power of release to let it go. And then in reading that, I made up my own. Because in unity, forgiveness happens when we realize that other person is fully human and fully divine. And we realize that when I'm being unforgiving, I'm focused on their humanity and not on their divinity. And to a certain extent, it's my perception of their humanity, maybe not how they view their humanity at all. And so forgiveness and unity is all about letting go of those human perceptions, remembering our divinity, and seeing the other person through those eyes. So I have two definitions of forgiveness to add to Jerry Jampolsky's. One, forgiveness happens when I'm willing to let go of everything I've added to another person's divinity. It makes sense, doesn't it? Because I'm not going to forgive that person until I let go of my perceptions of them. And my perceptions of them usually come from my adverse ego, my ugly twin, so to speak. And there's another way to think of forgiveness. Self-forgiveness happens when I'm willing to let go of everything I've added to my divinity. And that would be mostly my adverse ego, because my positive ego, my supportive ego doesn't need to be let go of, because it's our supportive ego we used to remember to pray, to meditate, yes, and be kind, and to offer grace, and to forgive. So, what now? So next time you ask that question, what if you thought this next? Now what? Now what? Now remember what I am and respond with kindness and grace and forgiveness, or whatever the situation is. When you're going, what now? Remember, now what? Remember your divinity. And when you remember your divinity, you will be living from your innate goodness, your innate benevolence, your innate generosity and love, your desire to respond in the most supportive way. Now, what? Thank you.
Wow. We are certainly blessed here at Unity of Wichita. Thank you, Reverend Paul Hasselbeck, for that amazing message. We are certainly blessed to have you here.
You're welcome. I am too.
Yeah, it's so awesome. We are so spiritually fed here at Unity of Wichita by the music, the message, the meditation, and the love that we all share with each other. And so please consider giving a tithe or a donation this morning. You can go to our website at www.unityofwichita.org/donations for a secure financial gift. Or you can send a check directly or drop by a check to Unity of Wichita at 2160 North Oliver at Wichita, Kansas, for your offering blessing 67208. Whatever amount you're guided to give this morning, just visualize your gift, visualize your electronic gift and just hold it over your heart. And please join us in the offering blessing together. Divine love flowing from me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I give, all that I receive, and I am grateful. Amen.
Amen.
Thank you, Patty. All right, folks. So if you did not see it already, there is a link that goes directly to the donations page in the chat box. So feel free to use that if you would like. I want to remind you of what's going on November the 19th. Be sure and check out the Connect to Connect platform. It's a Zoom meeting that Art Handy will be leading to answer questions or just to connect with you. You know, everybody wants to stay connected, and this is a great opportunity. So I want to talk to you really quickly about Zoom. First of all, spirit groups are coming to a close. We're reaching our final few weeks here coming up. Women's group, pay attention, ladies. Women's group, the Zoom meeting link is different for the women's group this week. So be sure that you check your e-blast that was sent out yesterday. And if you have any more questions, please feel free to call me, or Diane Waltner should be aware of that change as well. Annual meeting, we're going to start talking about the annual meeting, getting it scheduled, getting it on the calendar. So be sure and check for that. That'll be coming up very soon as well. Finally, one of the things that we're going to be talking about in terms of Zoom is, how do we connect with Operation Holiday? As many of you know, Operation Holiday is a program that Unity of Wichita has been involved with for many years. It supports families in need, especially those who are homeless or are not able to support their own families throughout the holiday season. So there will be some changes, no used clothing, no used coats this year. Everything will have to be new, and packaged blankets, things like that. So more details are coming very soon about that. Finally, let's get back to the exciting things of Thanksgiving. That's the next thing coming up. So the sponsorships, we've had several families that are being sponsored. If you would like to support that, please be sure and bring a Dylan's gift card to the church or mail it in, and we can use your donations to support that effort. Finally, I want to remind you that the gratitude calendar is there on the e-blast for you to use and connect with. That calendar has been so much fun. I don't know if anybody else has been doing it, but I have really enjoyed it. And I'm so grateful to Reverend Bill and Cher Holton for sharing that with us. And finally, let's look at the youth department. We have the links available on the calendar and in the e-blast to reach the youth. And let's just bless each one of them here. And guess what? Next week, we're going to have the Brady Bunch picture, you know, the Zoom picture of our youth department in their group. So that'll be fun, and it'll be so much easier to picture them in our blessing. So let's do that together. We love you. We bless you. We appreciate you. And we behold the Christ as you, just as you are. And with that, finally, I want to take this over to Art Handy. Thank you so much for being part of our service this morning. Oops, I'm going to have to stop share. Sorry, guys.
Oh, there I am. And just as you are, thank you so much for your your presence, your energy, your love, and making this the most wonderful Sunday experience. Now, I want you guys to stay with me here because I'm going to do something a little bit different. We are going to now affirm our prayer protection. And then afterwards, I want you, when you get in that prayerful space, I want you to stay with me because I'm going to do something slightly different. So let's go ahead and affirm our prayer protection right now. The light of God surrounds us. I am the light of God. The love of God enfolds us. I am the love of God. The power of God protects us. I am the power of God. The presence of God watches over us. I am the presence of God. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. And as has been a running theme in this Sunday experience, that our voices matter, that we are the divine, and we are what the world needs. I want you all to just pause and reflect and listen as I affirm 4 affirmations. I am peace. I am the peace of God. Peace abounds in my life. And finally, I am the peace that the world needs. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. And so it is. Thank you all so much.